I'm really unhappy because there's like some songs I really wanted to know her perspective on, and then she doesn't say anything about them.
As you bury me, I didn't have it in myself to go with grace.
Hey besties, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. This is a long con studio session, and I'm excited to see how my analogies match up with what she says the meaning of the songs are. So let's just jump into it. This is going to be split into 2 or 3 parts.
I sort of unexpectedly started writing the new album, and at that point I was just like, I'm just writing songs in quarantine, and then it just became an album really quickly and really kind of beautifully, surprisingly, and
surprisingly.
You can't go into studios now because they're all closed, and I've never recorded anywhere else. And I know that other people do this all the time, so it's not.
I would have thought like a person of her status would have her own studio. That's very interesting.
Actually not that special, but I'm freaking out over it. We've built a home studio in my house, and so it's like I'm gonna do vocals today in my house. I'm very excited about it. Okay, so over there is where my recording booth is, and then on the other side of the wall, Laura! Hey! Yeah! Jack? Holy shit. It's like you're right there, but instead you're in New York. I'm freaking out. We've never done this. This is crazy.
So where is this filmed? If it's not in New York. Is it like Rhode Island? Until now. I just thought she said
first day we've been
he was all the way in New York.
First moment.
That's so weird. I think when lockdown happened, I just found myself completely listless and purposeless, and that was in the first 3 days of it. And then I remembered when we met a year before, and I'd come to the national show, and afterward you would come up and talk to me, and you were so nice. And I was like, how do you guys write songs? And you were like, well, we all live in different places, so sometimes I'll just make tracks and send them around and send them to Matt. And I just kind of thought to myself, if there was ever an opportunity to work with someone that I was such a fan of who could work like that, that would be so cool. And then lockdown happened, and I texted you, and I was like, hey, would you ever want to work? Are you in that place right now?
And I was like, I don't know if this is a real text. I'm not sure.
Seemed like a bit, like a friend.
Well, I was like, is someone pretending?
I feel like it's also one of the reasons why it resonates with me so much is because in the dismantling of all of our systems of life that we've known in the pandemic, you're left with 2 options. So either to cling to it and try to make it work, or to just say, well, I guess I'm just going to chart a new path and kind of get a frontier mentality. And I think it was such like a thrilling use of quarantine to say like, well, everything's a blur, so I'm just going to rewrite it.
Yeah. I didn't even tell my label until a week before we put it out.
What was that call like?
It was amazing. I thought it was going to be stressful, and I thought I was going to have to kind of stand up like with shaking hands being like, I promise I know what I'm doing. I know that there's not like a big single, and I'm not doing like a big pop thing, and I'm not, but my label was like, whatever you want to make, like we're down.
You ready to play this whole thing?
Yeah, no, I think it's really important that we play it. I think it will take that for me to realize that it's a real album. Seems like a big mirage.
It does. Never worked on an album like this.
Me neither.
Mirage.
I don't know if I ever will again. Like, I don't know if it's how albums are meant to be made. It just worked right now.
There's something about the complete and total uncertainty about life that causes endless anxiety, but there's another part that causes sort of a release of the pressures that you used to feel. Because if we're going to have to recalibrate everything, we should start with what we love the most first. And I think that was what we were sort of unconsciously doing with this.
Totally. That is so it, exactly. If everything's going to fall apart, then make a record.
And I was so glad that we did, because it turned out that like everybody needed a good cry as well as us.
I really like this song.
I'm doing good, I'm on some new shit. Been saying yes instead of no. I thought I saw you at the bus stop, I didn't though. I hit the ground running each night. I hit the Sunday matinee. You know the greatest films of all time were never made.
I love that line.
I guess you never know, never know. And if you wanted me, you really should've showed. And if you never bleed, you're never gonna grow. And it's alright now. We were something, don't you? And if you never bleed, you're never gonna grow.
Don't piss me off.
Now. We were something, don't you think so? Roaring 20s, tossing pennies in the pool. If my wishes came true, it would have been you. In my defense, I have none. I'm never leaving well enough alone. But it would have been fun if you would have been the one.
This song is so sad.
Dream you're doing cool shit, having adventures on your own. You meet some woman on the internet and take her home. We never painted by the numbers, baby, but we were making it count. You know the greatest loves of all time are over now. I guess you never know, never know. And it's another day waking up alone. We were something, don't you think so? Roaring 20s, tossing pennies in the pool. And if my wishes came true, it would have been you. In my defense, I have none. But never leaving well enough alone. But it would have been fun if you would have been the one. I persist and resist the temptation to ask you if one thing had been different. Would everything be different today? We were something, don't you think so? Rose flowing with your chosen family. And it would have been sweet if it could have been me. Defense, I have none. We digging up the grave another time. But it would have been fun if you would have been the one. Ooh. Ooh.
This is about to piss me off. I'm sorry, it's acting up. That's what I get for watching it on a sketchy website.
The whole record. It was funny because I feel like you captured the spirit of the whole record with that song. With the one in the sense of just the way it opens. I'm doing good, I'm on some new shit. And saying yes instead of no. And I was like, is she talking about writing songs with me and everything
so
else
funny.
or something.
I think it has I think it has a double meaning. The opening the album with the words "I'm doing good, I'm on some new shit," and saying yes instead of no. It applies to the situation that the song is written about, where you're updating a former lover on what your life is like now and trying to be positive about it. But it was also where I am creatively, where it's like
Kind of said that.
yes, I'm just putting out an album in the worst time you could put one out. I'm just making stuff with someone who I've always wanted to make stuff with as long as I've been a fan of the National, and I'm just going to say yes to stuff.
Yeah.
And it worked out.
Vintage tea,
That was a short
new phone, high heels on cobblestones.
description.
Young, they assume you know nothing. Sequin smile.
I love this song too.
Sensual politics. When you are young, they assume you know nothing. But I knew you dancing in your Levi's, drunk under a street light. I knew you, hand under my sweatshirt, baby, kiss it better. I was an old cardigan under someone's bed. You put me on and said I was your favorite. A friend to all is a friend to none. Chase two girls, lose the one. When you are young, they assume you know nothing. I was an old cardigan under someone's bed. You put me on and said I was your favorite. To kiss in cars and downtown bars was all we needed. You drew stars around my scars, but now I'm bleeding. 'Cause I knew you stepping on the last train, marked me like a bloodstained night. I knew you tried to change the ending, Peter losing Wendy. I knew you leaving like a father, running like water. 'Cause when you are young, they assume you know nothing. But I knew you'd linger like a tattoo kiss. Knew you'd haunt all of my what ifs. The smell of smoke would hang around this long. 'Cause I knew everything when I was young. I knew I'd curse you for the longest time, chasing shadows in the grocery line. I knew you'd miss me once the thrill expired, and you'd be standing in my front porch light. And I knew you'd come back to me. You'd come back to me. And you'd come back to me. And you'd come back. And when I felt like I was an old cardigan under someone's bed, you put me on and said I was your favorite.
That almost made me cry.
So fun.
Yeah.
It was so fun. I'm over here almost in tears.
Real damn blast. You know that? You know what this
was
is?
beautiful.
A
Yeah.
real blast. When you sent me the track for Last Great American Dynasty, I had been wanting to write a song about Rebekah Harkness since 2013 probably, and I'd never figured out the right way to do it because there was never a track that felt like it could kind of hold an entire story of somebody's life and whatever.
She didn't say what cardigan meant.
Then when I heard that, I was like, oh my God, I think this is my opening. I think this is my moment. I think I can write the Rebekah Harkness story.
That song is such a folklore moment to me because it's not about you, but it is all about you.
Well,
And
it's that
like,
country music kind of narrative device where in country music it's like, this guy did this, then this woman did this, then they met, and their kid was me.
Totally,
like,
And I was that man that I've been talking about.
Like, which is the best. It's like you listen to country songs and you're just like shivers everywhere, my whole body.
Like even though it's not the very end when you spin it around, and even though the story is about someone else, I think it's the most revealing thing. I think it's so deeply personal. And it really hits you in the gut when you hear that at the end.
Thanks.
It's real good.
Man.
Rebecca rode up on the afternoon train. It was sunny. Her salt box house on the coast took her mind off St. Louis. Bill was the heir to the Standard Oil name and money. And the town said, how did a middle-class divorcee do it? The wedding was charming, if a little gauche, 'cause only so far new money goes. They picked out a home and called it Holiday.
That word. Gosh.
The parties were tasteful, if a little loud. The doctor had told him to settle down. It must have been her fault his heart gave out. And they said, there goes the last great American dynasty. Who knows if she never showed up, what could have been? There goes the maddest woman this town has ever seen. She had a marvelous time ruining everything. Rebecca gave up.
I'm gonna look up Rebekah.
Forever.
Because I never did.
Bitch pack friends from the city.
Bitch pack
Fill
friends.
the pool with champagne, swim with the big names, and glue through the money on the boys and the ballet. Losing on card game bets with Dolly.
Bitch pack friends.
There goes
She ate
the
that.
last great American dynasty.
Rebekah.
Who knows if she never showed up, what could have been? There goes the most shameless woman this town has ever seen. She had a marvelous time ruining everything. They say she was seen on occasion pacing the rocks, staring out at the midnight sea. And in a feud with a neighbor, she stole his dog and dyed a key lime green. 50 years is a long time for
Rebekah Harkness.
quietly on that beach, free of women with madness, the men and bad habits, and then it was bought by me.
That's such a slay. Then it was bought by me.
Who knows if I never showed up, what could have been?
Oh, she died in 1982.
The loudest woman this town has ever seen. I had a marvelous time ruining everything. I had a marvelous time ruining everything. A marvelous time.
How did she die?
Ruining everything. A marvelous time. Ruining everything. Marvelous time.
I love this song too. She died of stomach cancer at 67.
I only wish our other two co-writers were here. Justin Vernon and William Bowery.
Justin is one of the greatest ever. William, I never got to meet.
There's been a lot of discussion about William Bowery and his identity because it's not a real person.
It's not?
Jack.
I'm doing a bit.
The bit, that would have gone on forever.
What?
Who?
When?
So, William Bowery is Joe, as we know. And Joe plays piano beautifully, and he's always just playing and making things up and kind of creating things. And
What? I'm
Exile was
confused.
crazy because Joe had written that entire piano part, that dun 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 dun, and it was singing the Bon Iver part, the "I can see you standing, honey, with his arms around your
Jesus.
body, laughing, but the joke's not funny at all." And
Lyrics too?
yeah, he was just singing it
Jesus.
the way that the whole first verse is.
Wow.
And so I was entranced and asked if we could keep writing that one, and it was pretty obvious that it should be a duet because he's got such a low voice and it sounded really good sung down there and in that register. And then we're really, really, really big Bon Iver fans, and
So cool.
we know that Aaron knows him. But I was too afraid to suggest it. But I just, when I sent it to Aaron, I was like, this is hopefully a duet. I don't know who it's with. Who would it be with? Who do you think would be good with this? And Aaron was like, I think Justin would love this.
And you're like, really?
I'm confused. Who's William?
I couldn't say it. I couldn't say
Really?
it.
Is that really what happened?
No, I couldn't say it with words because if I would have said it and he would have gone to Justin and Justin would have said no, it would have hurt too much.
Interesting.
And when we talked about it, I was like, I think he's gonna be really inspired by this. And then we sent it to him, and he was. And then the process of working on it, and what he sent back, and he wrote, like, you didn't ask him to write anything, but he wrote he wrote this, like,
He wrote this amazing bridge. He wrote, so step right out, there is no amount, and like that whole bit. I kept thinking this isn't really going to happen. Like, Justin is going to change his mind about this because this isn't a part of my reality. There's no way that this is going to happen. He's gonna record the vocals and then decide he doesn't want to be on the record, and then that just never happened. Like, he just is on the album, and he's just the coolest, and that's what's happening.
Is he recording the same time as her?
I can see you standing, honey, with his arms around your body, laughing, but the joke's not funny at all. And it took you 5 whole minutes to pack us up and leave me with it, holding all this love out here in the hall.
His voice. I'm on my knees.
I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. You're not my homeland anymore, so what am I defending now? You were my town, now I'm in exile seeing you out. I think I've seen this film before.
He eats.
I can see you staring, honey, like he's just your understudy, like you get your knuckles bloody foamy. Second, third, and 100th chances, balancing on breaking bridges. Those eyes add insult to injury. I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. I'm not your problem anymore. So who am I offending now? You were my crown, now I'm in exile seeing you out. I think I've seen this film before, so I'm leaving out the side door.
So step right out,
love that part.
So many signs, so many signs.
You didn't even see the signs.
I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. You're not my homeland anymore, so what am I defending?
I got chills.
Now I'm in exile, seeing you out.
I think I've seen this film before, so I'm leaving out the side door.
So step right out. There is no amount of crying I can do for
All this time,
you. We always walked through everything like you didn't even hear me out.
didn't even hear me
You never
out.
gave no warning
I've seen
signs.
so many
This
signs.
time I've never learned to read your mind.
Learned to read my
I couldn't turn things
Never
around.
turn things
You never
around.
gave no warning
I've seen
signs.
so many
this
signs,
time.
so many signs, so many signs.
What the hell? That song is so powerful.
Where do we start? I mean, to me, the whole thing starts with
Chronologically, that's the first thing. I wrote that one alone, and it's definitely, I think, one of the saddest songs on the album.
yeah.
I haven't heard the song in a long time.
Written,
Oh, thanks.
which is, I think, why you crowned it as a track 5.
Yeah, picking a track 5 is sort of a pressurized decision, but I knew from day one this was probably going to be it. It's kind of a song about karma.
Yeah.
It's a song about greed. It's a song about how somebody could be your best friend and your companion and your most trusted person in your life, and then they could go and become your worst enemy who knows how to hurt you because they were once your most trusted person.
The worst betrayal.
Yeah. It does remind me of people going through a divorce and having that person that they swore to be with forever then become the person that they spend most of their time talking shit about.
Yeah. And it is that ultimate betrayal when someone, messed you up from the inside.
Writing this song, it kind of occurred to me that in all of the superhero stories, the hero's greatest nemesis is the villain that used to be his best friend.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. When you think about that, you think about how there's this beautiful moment in the beginning of a friendship where these people have no idea that one day they'll hate each other and try to really take each other out. I mean, that's really sad and terrible.
But that's the bird's eye view quality of the song that I think is so unique, because they're both great, but sometimes you write like very in the moment.
This song is
Like,
about to
this
make me
happened,
cry. I
this is
already
how I feel.
know.
I love that. But this song, which is interesting that it's the first one that happened because I think it became a huge theme on the album, is it's very pulled back. It's very pulled back and commenting on the whole experience of it. It's very powerful to me.
We gather here, we line up, weeping in a sunlit room. And if I'm on fire, you'll be made of ashes too. Even on my worst day, did I deserve, babe, all the hell you gave me? 'Cause I loved you, I swear I loved you, till my dying day. I didn't have it in myself to go with grace, and you're the hero flying around saving face. And if I'm dead to you, why are you at the wake?
sing my name. She meant that.
We gather stones, never knowing what they'll mean. Some to throw, some to make a diamond ring. You know I didn't want to have to haunt you, but what a ghostly scene. You wear the same jewels that I gave you as you bury me. I didn't have it in myself to go with grace, 'cause when I'd fight you used to tell me I was brave. And if I'm dead to you, why are you
I hate this song.
Cursing my name, wishing I stayed. Look at how my tears ricochet. And I can go anywhere I want, just not home. And you can aim for my heart, go for blood, but you would still miss me in your bones. And I still talk to you when I'm screaming at the sky. And when you can't sleep at night, you hear my stolen lullabies. I didn't have it in myself to go with grace, and so the battleships will sink beneath the waves. You had to kill me, but it killed you just the same. You're cursing my name, wishing I stayed. You turned into your worst fears, and you're tossing out blame, drunk on this pain, crossing out the good years. And you're
She means this shit.
my name, wishing I stayed. Look at how my tears ricochet.
That scared me a little bit. She was so mad.
Yeah, look at how my tears ricochet. Look at all of my tears turning into your tears. Look at how my tears ricochet.
That song.
In folklore, there are a lot of songs that reference each other or lyrical parallels, and one of the ones that I like is the entire song, This Is Me Trying, then being referenced again in Mirrorball, which is, I've never been a natural, all I do is try.
Yeah, I remember that being an interesting one for you to actually put down. 'Cause I remember you said it and you did it, and then you were like, should I say that? Should
I was
do
like, is that too true? Is that? And I think with Mirrorball, sometimes when I'm writing to an instrumental track, I'll push play and I'll immediately see a scene set. And this was one of those cases where I just saw, lonely disco ball, twinkly lights, neon signs, people drinking beer by the bar, a couple of stragglers on the dance floor, just sort of a sad, moonlit, lonely experience in the middle of a town that you've never been. And I just was thinking, okay, so we have mirror balls in the middle of a dance floor because they reflect light.
I said about reflecting light. I said broken.
We have people like that in society too. They hang there, and every time they break, it entertains us.
Yeah.
Period.
And when you shine a light on them, it's this glittering, fantastic thing. But then a lot of the time when the spotlight isn't on them, they're just still there up on a pedestal, but nobody's watching them.
Well, it's a myth we love, and then we create it for people.
Yeah, it's the whole
like do the broken thing, make it fun. Now make it sad.
Yeah,
now make it cool. Now make it sad.
Yeah, but when the lights off, be okay.
Yeah,
it was a metaphor for celebrity, but it's also a metaphor for so many people who have to feel like everybody feels like they have to be on for certain people. You have to be different versions of yourself for different people, different versions at work, different versions around friends, different versions of yourself around different friends, different version of yourself around family, everybody has to be duplicitous, or feels that they have to in some ways be duplicitous, and that's part of the human experience, but it's also exhausting. And you kind of learn that every one of us has the ability to become a shapeshifter.
Totally.
But what does that do to us? And it also is the first time, and one of the only times that the time that we're living through was actually lyrically addressed. I think that the pandemic and lockdown and all that runs through this album like a thread, because it's an album that allows you to feel your feelings, and it's a product of isolation, and it's a product of all this rumination on what we are as humans, blah, blah, blah. But this is the first time in the bridge saying they called off the circus, burned the disco down when they sent home the horses and the rodeo clowns. I wrote this song right after I found out all my shows were canceled. And it's like, I'm still on that tightrope. I'm still trying everything to get you laughing at me. So it's like, I realized here I am writing all this music, still trying. And I know I have an excuse to sit back and not do something, but I'm not, and I can't, and I don't know why that is.
But that's what makes it, to me, a great piece of pandemic time work, is that it's not about the pandemic, it's about the experience of what happens to an artist when you're living through a pandemic.
Yeah, you start there, you start
to dream.
Yep.
Okay, I feel really validated. But she definitely went in deeper when she said, like, when no one's around, that mirror ball, the disco ball, that it's like sadness because no one's there to watch you spin and sparkle and all that. Okay. We're here. We're here.
Show you every version of yourself. do is try. I'm still on that trapeze. I'm still trying everything to keep you looking at me.
Looking.
Because I'm a mirrorball. I'm a mirrorball. I'll show you every version of yourself tonight.
Unfortunately, this will be the last one for today because I have to study and get up early. But I will be back tomorrow to react to the rest. So this is 7. I'm happy it's ending on 7 because I really wanted to
7, the song.
hear her explanation.
I was looking back on it. I've always wondered, when I see a kid throwing a massive tantrum in a grocery store, like part of me is like, man, I feel you. Like, when did I stop doing that when I was upset? Like, when did I stop being so outraged that I would throw myself on the floor and throw the cereal at my mom?
Well, it doesn't stop, but where does it go?
Yeah.
That feeling, like we're still having that feeling, but
yeah, so the
what is it
idea is,
now?
you know, please picture me before I learned civility. Like I used to scream anytime I wanted. Obviously, you know, we can't be throwing tantrums all the time, and we learn that that's not the right thing to do, but there's something lost there too.
Is that all she says about it?
In the tree.
No way, that's not all she says about it. Are you serious? I'm really unhappy because there's like some songs I really wanted to know her perspective on, and then she doesn't say anything about them. 7 was my first one. That's so upsetting.
I was too scared to jump in, but I was high in the sky with Pennsylvania under me. Are there still beautiful things? Sweet tea in the summer, cross your heart, won't tell no other. And though I can't recall your face, I still got love for you. Your braids make a pattern, love you to the moon and to Saturn. Passed down like folk songs, the love lasts so long. And I've been meaning to tell you, I think your house is haunted. Your dad is always mad, and that must be why. I think you should come live with me, and we can be pirates. Then you won't have to cry or hide in the closet. And just like a folk song, our love will be passed on. Please picture me
I'm so upset. I can't even hide it.
for civility. I used to scream ferociously anytime I wanted. Sweet tea in the summer, cross your heart, won't tell no other. And though I can't recall your face, I still got love for you. Pack your dolls in a sweater, we'll move to India forever. Pass down like folk songs.
Move to India for.
To India forever.
Oh, I didn't catch that last time.
The love
Move to
lasts
India forever.
long.
Why would she say that? Move to India. Why do you you guys think she said we'll move to India of all places? I can't think of anything right now. I know why she said we can be pirates. I'm not getting that line. Has she ever been to India? Okay, guys. I'm gonna finish this tomorrow after my classes. I'm kind of upset again about some of the songs I really wanted to know about that she didn't explain, like she skipped them. And I don't know. I was really excited to hear what 7 meant to her, but I'm so sad about that. Guys, let me know what you think about these songs, and I will see you very soon. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, you guys.